Welcome to another episode of Hashtag Coach Bites, where we pick the brains of some of our coaches here at KadaKareer. Our coach for this episode is joining us all the way from the Lion City. She is a tech industry professional who has previously worked for companies such as Grab and Lazada. So please welcome Koach Chelsie, the strategy and growth lead at Sourcy. So hi, Koach Chelsie, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great.
Before we discuss your career, we wanna delve deep muna doon sa history mo, your educational background, and some of the relevant experiences that led you to where you are right now.
Okay, cool. So I went to college in LaSalle in Taft, and I took up business management. But actually, my whole stint doing business management, I actually thought I was gonna end up in marketing. Because growing up, I really loved design and writing. Like I joined competitions for speeches, storytelling. I designed my own graphics for fun, took Photoshop lessons online when the internet was just starting out. So that was pretty cool. I really thought I was going to end up in that space. But as I started my career, I was in that space for a year. And then I got inspired by colleagues in Grab to explore other fields. And that's how I got to where I am. It's actually I started with my passion and then ended up getting more inspired by others. And so I shifted my industry or my role.
I think that's something that many students or cadets sympathize with, like shifting careers, like trying out this course and then realizing right at the middle that it's not really for them. So besides that, what were some of the major challenges you faced as you were sort of figuring out what career path was right for you?
So to be honest, a lot of my peers kind of knew what they were gonna do already. I would ask someone, what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna work for a big company in accounting. I'm gonna work and then I'm gonna apply for law school when I get more money. They all had plans, whereas I actually was unsure where to go at the beginning, because after college nothing will really prepare you for the real world, even if you do a lot of things. But luckily I had an internship which gave me perspective on how some companies work. And so after that internship, when I started interviewing for my jobs now, I realized the differences in culture. And you don't really get that until you immerse yourself and try out applying for different industries, different roles. And when I got interviewed, I would always ask about, what their work culture was, what was it like working there? And I finally chose where I felt most comfortable, which was in Grab, because I had a lot of coworkers in the same age group, almost the same universities. So I kind of felt like I was working with people who were familiar to me, and that inspired me a lot, because while I was working and learning a lot, I was also having fun. But I think it's a journey of really putting yourself out there. And that was my biggest challenge, just figuring it out.
We'll move on now to where you're currently working at. So we're curious about what Sourcy is all about and what do you do specifically as the growth and strat lead?
Hey, cool. I thought you'd never ask. So I'm actually pretty excited to share this, because with where I am at now, I'm actually part of the core team. When I was in Grab, when I was in Lazada, I was part of really big teams, which was really fun. We'd have big company events. You'd see the company everywhere you go in EDSA billboards. When you book a Grab, you kind of know, oh, this is the company I'm working for. But with the company I'm working for now, it's only been a year and a half. And it's been a really cool journey building something from scratch. Really thinking about, how do we build the app? How do we reach the customers? How do we do everything from scratch? So Sourcy is a B2B e-commerce company, so business to business. We are still e-commerce, but what we do is we supply to businesses, so wholesaling. So I'm learning a lot about logistics, international laws in customs, duties, taxes, etc. Differences in culture and how you would want to approach a Philippine company versus an Indonesian company. So that's what we're really all about, just simplifying how businesses get their supplies from China. And it's been pretty cool. So what I do there is I am actually number 2. I report directly to the founder and I help him with everything. So from leading the team to creating our our go-to-market strategies and building up the product, and obviously like growing the team more. And right now we're hiring, so that's really exciting for Sourcy.
I think it's really a far contrast to where you were before. Like Grab, really established, and there are a lot of employees and managers. But when you're really with startups, right, you sort of take on multiple roles. You're wearing different hats. A lot of us are also thinking of maybe working on a startup or starting a business. So what are some of the challenges you faced when you were starting?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing, and I don't think people talk about this enough, is that no one will answer your questions but yourself. So if there is a problem, if there's a tech bug, if there's anything in the world that you need help with, it's you who will have to answer that. So it's really like learning things from scratch. Like my team had to learn how to code. For example, when they were supposed to be doing graphics, I had to learn international customs, a bit of logistics, just so I could get stuff done. And I think it's really the open-mindedness to learn and to not give up, because starting a startup is not easy. The reason why startups exist is because they're trying to solve a particular problem. And if there are automatic and easy answers to those problems, why should you exist? So it's really the challenge of learning how to answer these problems and questions on your own and with your team, of course.
So we'll move on naman to fast talk. We'll just run down the questions and just say the first thing that pops in your mind. All right.
Sure.
So are you ready, Coach Chelsie?
Yes, ready.
All right. So first question, favorite thing about your career?
Oh, meeting amazing people.
Least favorite thing about your career?
Not knowing all the answers.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Definitely dogs.
You currently have a pet with you?
Unfortunately not in Singapore, but I can show you guys my pets. I have a golden retriever and a chow chow. They're based in Manila.
What's the name of your dog?
Billy the chow chow and Georgia the golden retriever. They're both girls. They're both lovely.
All right, so next question. Online shopping or physical shopping?
Online shopping. I'm an e-commerce girl. Gotta advocate for the industry.
I think you give the diplomatic answer since you're working for e-commerce. All right.
True.
Summer or winter?
Summer. Absolutely summer. I'm a Filipina and I'll always love summer.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Fiction.
What's the current book you are reading?
This book called Sapiens. It's
By
gonna make
Yuval
you
Noah
question.
Harari?
Yes, it's a great book.
If your life was a movie, what would be the title?
Ooh. You can reach your dreams.
If you were the mayor of your home city, you would start or stop doing blank.
I would, honestly, it's very simple, but I would stop littering. Like, why is it so prominent in the world and I see rats everywhere I go? Let's stop that.
And final question, if I was not in this career path, I'll be most likely pursuing blank.
Art.
But I guess you also integrate a lot of art in your current role, right? Since you're also doing graphics on the side.
Not as much anymore because I have a team doing that for me now. But if it were really up to me, I'd like to write and design. But that has become a passion more than a career.
All right. Thanks, Coach Chelsie, for answering our fast talk questions. And for our last question, which is the call to action part, what would you advise to someone watching who's probably having trouble navigating their own career troubles?
I think one is systemize your thought process, like list down your priorities, list down the companies you've explored, list down the experiences you've had in terms of how it's contributing to your goals and your dreams and what you actually want. Because then when you write it down and you have like it all laid out where it's like, okay, this is what I want to do. These are my opportunities. These are the things that I need to get good at. You'll have like a path to design more than just thinking and talking to people. I think talking to people helps, but I think for the most part, my strategy is write things down, sit down, and map it out. And number two, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. The worst thing people can say is no, but that's not always going to be the answer. If you try 3 times, 4 times, they could say yes. So don't be afraid.
I like those 2 lessons. So number 1, systemize, learn the opportunities out there. And secondly, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. All right. So thank you so much, Coach Chelsie, for sharing your story with us. And once again, to our audiences out there, yes, I see you. Ikaw na nakikinig while nag-exercise. Yes, even you. So better do your squats and push-ups properly because we have an amazing opportunity for you all. So lahat kayo may chance to have a one-on-one coaching session with coaches like Coach Chelsie, through KadaKareer's Coach Connector platform. So with more than 100 coaches available, you can choose and pick coaches who will help you navigate around the challenges of career navigation. And mind you, this is all for free. So I'll say it again. It's libre, no hidden charges, no under-the-table transactions, just meaningful conversations with KadaKareer's coaches. This has been your host, Enzo, and I'll see you again next week for another episode of Coach Bites.
Thanks everyone for having me, and I hope you learned a lot. Thank you also, Enzo, for the lovely chat, and have a great day.
Mas natututo ka ba kapag one-on-one ang usapan? Huwag kang mag-alala, because KadaKareer lets cadets choose a coach that they'd want to consult with through the platform's offered coaching sessions. Get to interact with different coaches from a vast array of fields and expertise, whose aim is to guide you in your journey of excelling in your career. But that's not all. Here in KadaKareer, hindi ka nag-iisa because of the inclusive community that welcomes you to the platform. Get to meet and interact with other people that share the same experiences as you, as the community strives to empower one another in achieving their goals in life. O diba? Talagang sulit dito sa KadaKareer dahil libre ang admission. What else are you waiting for? Sali ka na sa KadaKareer and take one step closer to reaching for the stars. KadaKareer. Basta career, KadaKareer.